welcome to another video. Y'all, tonight, woo, we getting into another prison story time. If you're new here, my name is Barbie Dior. Welcome. I'm so happy that you click play. If you're new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that like button, and drop me some hearts in the comments. Let's get it to it. The name of this story time is called Respect is Everything. And when in the prison, if you don't got respect, you might well quit, or you might well get transferred to another prison, because baby, you're gonna have a hard time. Do you hear me, honey? Respect is literally everything. So at this particular time, I have been working for the prison for almost 6 years. Okay, I am now correctional case manager, and baby, I'm at another prison and I'm doing my thing. I have created a program that focuses on the mental health of inmates, learning about self-care, learning about mental health, learning about disciplining your child from prison, learning about different things. It's different subject lines that I have put together to help the inmate and his well-being to function inside the prison as well as get ready for the outside of the prison. And it's a program that they have to do before they get released, okay? And they allow me to make this program. And so this particular inmate, each assignment that each packet had a different subject line, and they were required to answer questions on the end. Sometimes they had to write me a one-page summary from what they learned. Other times they would have multiple choice answers, different things like that. I didn't try to make it too hard, but I want to make sure they learned from what they read or whatever. And so if you did not do the package, you didn't get the credits, and the particular unit that you cannot leave this unit until you did my program. So most people wanted to get out of this particular unit I was in, because there was a lot of troublemakers in there. So they wanted to go ahead and get the program done so they can go to a regular unit. So basically they wanted to go ahead and do the package so they can get done. So this one particular inmate, we're gonna call him Bob, inmate Bob. He was a white man, very, very thin, y'all. Very, very, very thin. And I think I'm gonna tell another story about Bob. This particular inmate, he was about 6 foot even, but he was very skinny, y'all. He looked like a walking pole. Like, he just was very skinny. He did not eat very much. He believed that he could survive on honey buns and Pepsi. And he didn't eat cafeteria food because he promised his food to other people. You know, he was getting robbed by other people. Like, they be like, your plate mine, your tray mine. And he was one of those people that, you know, he could be even manipulated. And people would, you know, sometimes for him to eat, I'll be like, he ain't getting nobody's tray. He gonna eat his own tray. He's gonna eat his own tray. And I had to literally stand there so he can eat it. He eat that tray, we gonna mess him up. And if he do get messed up, I know that you was the one that said it. So we gonna document that. And they didn't bother him. And that's how he ate most of the time. But if nobody was in there, he was surviving off of honey buns and Pepsi. And that's what he ate, whatever, for the most part. And he told me one time to get out of doing assignments that he couldn't read, but I knew that was a lie, because, you know, as the case manager, when you come around, you give them paperwork, and then you make them sometimes read to see if they can read. Like, okay, can you read this out to me so I can see that you understand? And he read to me, so I knew he could read. But the problem is that some inmates lie so much, they forget that they did what they did. And I'm like, sir, when we first did orientation, you read this packet out to me. I know you can read. But that was a lie he told, that he couldn't read. And regardless if they could read or not, I still made them do the package. Get somebody, because the program was about working together anyway to get the job done. And also, get with one of your friends and y'all do the packet together. I don't care how the packet get done, but I wanted the packet to get done, whether you can read or not. But I knew he was lying. For the ones that I knew for a fact could not read, I would help them with the packet. For the most part, you know, I want just a villain. I wanted them to actually understand the packet, because if not, it was just copying answers. So it would happen where in this particular program that I was in, it was called MOD. They were in my custody, and in my custody, it's basically was the unit you came back to. I was in charge of modified housing, and it basically was a unit you came back to after you've been on loco, and you had to go through my program to determine whether or not you can get back in regular population, or you'll be in my custody. Okay, and so in my program, you had to do the assignments, or you would have to just keep staying. And in my custody, there were strict rules. You couldn't do certain things, so people didn't want to be in my custody. They want to be back in regular population so they can get you restricted on the phone. It was a lot of things you were restricted from doing, so a lot of people did not want to be on my custody, so they did the program. They got back on regular population. So it came a time where I think about every 3 months, or it was every 3 months or every 6 months, that they would come up for a custody review. And basically, I come up for the custody review to determine whether they, depending on what they did or whatever, they could get reviewed and go down to a lower custody and stuff like that. So this particular inmate, Mr. Inmate Bob, he was coming up for a custody review, as well as he was coming up with a review to determine whether or not he's going to go back to regular population or stay here. And he had not did the assignments. He hadn't did one assignment. He kept giving me excuse after excuse, but them excuses weren't working for me. So I basically told him, when I did, because each inmate were assigned a certain time where a case manager had to come back to see them because they had to do their notes. So I had to schedule a meeting with them, and I would come to their cell, and we would basically, I meet with them. We discuss their time, different things, their time, their custody reviews and everything. We'll explain to them, ask them, do they have any questions, and I would give them their new assignment. And so I discussed with him, hey, you haven't did any assignment, so when it's time to go demote or demote you, you're going to be demoted, and that means you're going to stay in my custody and you're not going to go. And even if you're not going to get approved for your custody review because of the simple fact you're not participating, you're not doing this program. And so after that, or what had happened, he got upset with me. So at this time, everybody, they were feeding the inmates because we were on my custody was locked down when it came to what's the name. They did not go. They did not go to the child hall to eat. They were locked in their rooms, and they had a little slot where you could slide their tray through, and they ate in their rooms. And so he, when we going around and it was sometimes as correctional case manager, if they were short, we as correctional case manager had to help with feeding the inmates. And so this particular day they were short, so they asked me. So they asked us, could I come in and help because they were short? And so I agreed I would come in and help. So I agreed that I would help them come in there. And so I helping feed 2 pies, and that basically you go from room to room handing them the food. You go to up top and you go down bottom, you hand everybody food, and then on the way back down you go back and do it the opposite way, and then take up the trays or whatever. But you give them a little time to eat. So I did 2 pies, and when I was finished one, I'll go to another one, and it gives that pie time to eat, and then I'll come back and collect it. So I had discussed with him earlier, I had a meeting with him basically that, he was not going to be promoted. He got paperwork that said he won't go get promoted, and it's because XYZ, you're not participating in the program, you're not doing the steps that you're supposed to do so you can get out of it. And so, he was very mild spoken. He never really caused a big thing. He really had a soft voice or whatever. This particular day, I was greeted with something different. So I get to the door to collect his tray, and he proceeds to cuss me out, y'all. I'm talking about cuss me, slam out. Bitch, why the fuck you didn't promote me? You got me fucked up, bitch. Why you didn't fucking promote me? You dumbass nigger girl. And so my response to that, now my normal response would be like, boy, what the fuck? What? But I had been around inmates long enough that know that if they didn't get their way, sometimes they had these explosive behaviors. And to me, knowing that this is what might happen, it really didn't bother me. No, I didn't like it. No, nobody. And you're going to write them up for it. You correct them. Hey, refrain from using such language when talking to me. I'm not discussing your review. We already ran over that. You have to do basically, you have to do the program to get out of the program. And that's the end of it. That's enough. Basically, hush. And so, you don't tell me the fuck to do, bitch. I'm going to do this. And I was a nigger. He's a white male. I was a nigga about 8 times. And I said, this nigga gonna write you up. Let me look at the clock. I think that this time said 2:45. I was a nigga, possibly 8 times. I was a nigga. He yelled at me profusely, and I went on and stuff. And I'm gonna put a little seasoning salt on it. I feel for my life. He shook the wall, and he did all this, doing all this stuff, I guess, to get a rise out of me. But I had been around the inmates too much. Now, anybody else seeing this would have been like, oh my God. Me, I was like, are you done? Are you done? You look like soaking wet. You about 6 foot, soaking wet. You look 50 pounds. You're barely eating. You probably don't got the strength to even move your feet, for real. You done? Okay. So now, with him calling me a nigger, there's other black people in the pod. There are other black males in the pod. Oh, they going off. I know the fuck you ain't disrespect Baker like that. I know the fuck you got her fucked up. She's so professional, but we ain't gotta be. I know you got me fucked up. Did you call her nigga? Did you say you're a nigga? I know you ain't put the ER on it. Are you fucking crazy, nigga? You better not ever fucking come out, cause we gonna kill your ass. I said, hey. So it caused a big uproar. So of course, on top of writing him up for not calling names, but saying names. I forgot kind of what you said, but anyway, he was using inappropriate language. Cussing is inappropriate language. Calling me outside my name is inappropriate. He also incited a riot because of the simple fact he had the whole pod in an uproar. For one, they were upset about him disrespecting me because I'm a woman, and they were also upset about him calling me basically a racial slur. And so, like, Baker, that shit don't make you mad? No, because it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. So I'm not really too much worried about it. He should be. Oh, you damn right. He gonna have to worry about that. Y'all better never pop that door, nigga. You better never come out your body. They upset. They're upset to the point like of no return. And I'm thinking like, y'all just calm down. Everything is gonna be all right or whatever. And so by the time I had collected all the plates before I came, he's still back there yelling, I don't care. The fuck, y'all ain't gonna touch me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck her. She a bitch. She a dumbass bitch. She didn't promote me. I'm tired of being in this motherfucker. Woo, woo, woo. And he is going off. And I'm like, okay. I'm looking at this all. And so before I leave, I know I'm a write up because it's happened at 3 different times. So I'm giving him 3 write-ups. I'm not really worried about it. That's $30. I know you don't got it, baby. It's over for you. Because every time they get wrote up, it was $30. And then it'll be more time added to him. So he definitely won't gonna leave. They're gonna put that up there and give him 180 more days with me, okay? And I think the goal was he did not want to be in the pod because they were bullying him in there. They were taking all his stuff. So it was a brave move. He was trying to make me upset so he can get removed from the unit. And made me have this big reaction, but it didn't work. It backfired on him, and it made him even in his head. He felt like they're gonna take him off the unit and put him on a red unit. But you're not going nowhere, baby. You finna sit tight, and whatever happens to you, because respect is everything, baby. And you are not to say nothing to me crazy, okay? And so it was time. So let's say if I did this at lunch and we fed everybody, woo woo woo. I come back in there, right? So I done let all this ride. I done wrote them up, woo woo woo. And let's say that the day that went by, okay? And let's say I come in for dinner and feed them, and I come in there and he attempts to do the same thing. Now, Miss Bacon and being a professional, I did everything I could do the first day. I done wrote you up. You already got your right. You already know you're in trouble, okay? But there is a point of professionalism that you just don't do. And the worst thing for working in a male prison is for inmates to get attached to a female officer. Most inmates, whether you want to or not, they get attached to you because in their head they view you as somebody like their mother, their aunt, their grandma. No matter if you come in being mean, whatever, that's how they look at it. And the longer you be there, multiple ones get attached to you. You cannot have said 2 words to them, but they get attached to you. So if a female officer get upset sometimes, it's very dangerous because now these boys looking at you as this my mama, this my aunt. Brother, it's just like working with kids. If you work with them for a while, they be like, yeah, that's my mama right there. they might don't say it, but that's how they view you. And you're going to see if you ever get upset or something have happened, because things go to happen to the person that caused you any kind of distress. You don't even have to correct stuff sometimes, because they be like, okay, you mess with Baker. All right, the next day you come in there, you'll see Alicia's clothes. They done black eyes, and they done put holes in people. Like, they did not play about the people that they cared about in there. So I came back in there the next day, and they said, "Ayo, and I was prepared to get cussed, slam out, because I got cussed. The last time I went to the door, this man cussed me out. So I was prepared that if he get the cussing today, I'm finna cuss him out. And that's what it's gonna be. I'm just tell y'all like it is. I said, he get to my day, because I was a nigger 8 times. I'm gonna act like one day. I'm gonna act like a Negro today. I'm gonna act like once a day if I get to that door. I'm gonna show you, okay? I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna act ignorant, because that's what they think we are, ignorant, okay? I'm gonna act ignorant, okay? If I get to your door and you acting crazy, okay? Because, sir, I didn't deserve all that. I didn't deserve all that because you didn't do what I told you to do, okay? This is a program. This is prison. This is not, we just gonna do what we want to do, okay? And doing what you want to do landed you in here, sir. So I get to the door, and when I come in, the inmate say, oh, he got something to tell you. He got something to tell you. So I'm like, I really don't want to talk to him. He good. So I get to the door. He was like, I know this. I know this. And most of the inmates, and like I said, there's like 2 inmates helping me with the cart, because there's a cart that you got to carry upstairs, but I can't carry the cart upstairs. So they carry the carts upstairs for you. And they let me know, Baker, he got something to say. He got something to say to you. I was like, okay. So when I get to the room, they said, and you better say it right, and she better accept it, because if she don't accept it, that's your ass. So I get to the door, and because I'm feeding, giving everybody their plates and stuff. I get to the door, and he said, Officer Baker, I just want to say I'm deeply sorry. I did not mean to call you that. I don't think that you a nigger. I think that you are a queen. I think you're rated. I think you're beautiful. I've always thought you were beautiful, and you always smell good. And I am so sorry. And I always like your hair and your style. Like, you are just beautiful. And I'm deeply sorry that I called you out your name. I'm just frustrated about this program, and I want to get out because I don't like being in here. I want to go back to regular population. It was all that. Sorry, this, sorry, that. Eyes were wet. He looked like he hadn't slept all night. One eye was black. He looked like he had cuts on him. He looked bad off. He looked like that 3-4 people had got hold of him. And I was like, And it was like, Baker, you don't accept it? They're like, Baker, you don't accept that shit? Baker, you don't accept that? Baker, you don't accept that? You like, Baker, you don't accept that? Baker, you don't accept that? Baker, you accept that or you don't accept that? Let me know. You don't accept that. And I'm like, yeah, I accept it. Because I know if I say I don't accept it, that. Because really, I didn't care either way. I'm just like, yeah, I appreciate the apology. But I really didn't care, because at the end of the day, good day come where you weren't supposed to come out your lip and call me anything. But yes, ma'am. Okay, that's it, period. So, the young man, I was like, yeah, I accept it. Now, Baker, you don't sound like you accept that shit. Then we need to know that you accept it. Because if you ain't accept it, man, that's his ass. And I'm like, yep, I accept it. Don't you do nothing to him, okay? They were like, Baker, you shouldn't even care nothing about this nigga, man. He gonna come at you all incorrect and you're a queen, and we let him know you a queen. He don't come to you like that or whatever. I said, don't put your hands on him no more, because it looked like that he not need medical. And I asked him, do you need medical? Do you need? No, I'm good. I'm such a. I still seeing medical in there, and they had stomped that boy out. He had footprints all over his body, y'all. I'm talking about just they had beat him black and blue. He had bruises everywhere. Won't nothing broke. They checked everything out, but he would beat up pretty bad. And yeah, so basically what happened after that was he began to do all his work. He would do all his work. He would turn everything in. I would give a deadline when it was due. He would turn it in the next day. He was not playing. He was trying to get up out of there. They did extend his days, so he had another 180 days. And once he did all his work and everything, he got promoted to medium custody. So he was not even around these guys anymore. He went to a lower custody. So after that, I really didn't see him too much because he was in medium custody and I was over closed custody. And the custodies are the levels. So medium custody will be like I guess a good version, okay? So closed custody is like the big bad boys, and the medium custody is like the medium bad boys, and then they got a minimum where they have jobs on the outside, so they're closer to being home or whatever. So your goal is to work your custody level down so you can get more perks, you can get to do things, you can get more opportunities and stuff like that. So yeah, honey, respect is everything. And what I learned from just working in the prison is that if the inmates respect you, they won't really let too many people disrespect you. And if they do, when you come back in there, that person either gonna be very apologetic or they're gonna be bruised up very, 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 very bad. Okay, then it was nothing for me for an inmate to try to I call her being rah at you, or say something too aggressive, and then your face tear up and you don't think nothing about it. Like, I know you ain't talking to me like that. And then the next day, that same inmate, one his eye be black and like this, and he is so black. I don't know if y'all ever seen somebody get beat up so bad where their eye was closed shut. Baby, they did not play. They did not play. They didn't play about it. Especially the older women that work there. Make one of them mad. Make one of them mad. You gonna need a walker to get to the door, cause both your eyes gonna be, you be like this. They ain't played like that. What did he say to you? Well, all right. And they took it that serious like that. Respect was everything in the prison. Even as an officer, if they watch you let somebody openly just disrespect you, oh, you had a hard day. Me, I waited. You know, it just depends on what it was. Like him going off like that, I'm like, sir, why he was doing all that rah, I'm gonna do this and nigga, I'm like, and I'm gonna be a nigga on the paperwork, and I'm gonna let these other people know what you said or whatever. I'm not saying, boy, go sit your tail down, because I won't bother about what he was saying, because I knew that he was upset about what's the name. Yeah, he was wrong. Nah, you ain't supposed to be calling me out my name, but I know what I am, you know. So that I'm like, okay. All right, if I was you, I wouldn't say that. I had seen it happen too many times. One of the officers get upset, and then the next day, people got blue and black eyes. I'm like, I don't think it'd be safe for you to be calling me all them names, sir. I don't think it'd be so. Man, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Next day, I said, the SARS was like, they got hold of it, man. Because, every time something would happen, you report it to the SARS. And he had to sign off on the write-up anyway. So, he was like, they got hold of him. And I said, yeah. He said they whooped it. He said I was coming in and they showed me the video. Then they showed me the video, honey, they got hold of him. I don't know how they popped that man door open, but it was like a lot of them just coming by, and they will pop him out, and they'll be out for a couple of minutes or whatever, because everybody will come out in sections in this pod. So instead of 48 being out at a time, it would be like 10. So every time they would let him out, they would come and shake his door. And I don't know what they did, but it was time for him to come out. But they came to the front of the pod and they asked for his door to be open. And the person up top opened their door for whatever. Man, they dragged that man on camera, baby. They dragged that man out of there. They stomped him. They was stomping on his face. They broke his glasses. I'm talking about, it was so many people stopping him. I'm surprised he only had one black eye, but he had bruises everywhere. I'm talking about yeah. He won't call nobody now. No, he won't call nobody now. He won't make that mistake ever again in life. Okay, even if he out marching, he will never make that mistake again, honey. And the officer that was on the floor, like that beating went on for a while. That beating, it was probably about 5 minutes, and you might think 5 minutes ain't a lot. It's a lot when about 15, no, it was 10 inmates out. So let's say I said 15. It was 10 inmates out. So let's say 8 of them inmates is doing the mollywop on you, stomping. They had boots, y'all, beating them, flipping them, slapping them. They were beating there. He was trying to run back in his room and get back in his room and shut the door. And they were holding the door open. They were dragging them back out, throwing them back in, dragging them back out. Wop. But boy, they were giving them everything they had. You hear me? And I'm like, all that because you can't keep your mouth closed. This was your fault, sir. It wasn't your fault that it wasn't right. They were beating you up. Well, I guess it just had prevailed. But it wasn't right for you to call me out to my name. It wasn't right that you expect that you gonna get promoted and you ain't did nothing to do it. Come on. Anyway, but this is the story. I hope that y'all enjoy this story. But y'all, I just know it get real in the prison, and respect is everything. Anyway, I'll see y'all on the next video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, go ahead and drop me some hearts on the comments, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, besties. Thanks for watching.